Our lineup is gonna be very, very slow, and you have triple melee calls here.
That is a classic Medusa counter, though. I remember BB Team was the first team to show this.
Tidebound, as already we're getting action planted inside of the cogs. That is first blood for GH. Feels like we've seen this before.
Yep.
3 of the same 5 heroes from last game for NGX.
There are some pretty meaningful adjustments being made here, though, that do give me more faith in Tidebound to have a better showing than game number 1. The panel was talking about it. I think this time around, possibly the support pairings they have will lead to better laning. And in comparison to the Shaker mid that you and I have had some trouble seeing the impact of, mid Sand King has looked very strong and consistent in this tournament, and also doesn't lose its lanes very hard. When you have bad matchups, you just pull waves, you farm with Sandstorm, you semi-jungle.
Yeah.
So if that is indeed the case against Muerta, again, playing that melee matchup into that, this time around, I just don't see Nothing to Say suffering as much. He's also better at getting rotated by Clockwork. You can actually stun your way out of cogs. There's a lot of upsides compared to game 1. But that said, Tidebound again have a relatively slow lineup. So can Nigma Galaxy play the same pace as last time, then we could see the same outcome.
Well, they don't have a Lycan this time, so gonna be less action in that regard for sure. Okay, I'm gonna bring up a storyline. We'll see if it comes to Beast Cinderin, but it is gonna be mega hype if it does. So you remember we cast, it was Tidebound versus Extreme. Bach was playing Centaur with the cart, of course, which we're going to bring up the singular time in this cast, I promise. And on the other side, XXS was playing the Undying with the Tombstone. It was save versus save.
The upside here is the only... They have technically 2 BKB piercing abilities on the side of Nigma Galaxy against Void, which is Hookshot for a little stun and the Stone Gaze. But potentially Void can kill the egg. The panel was talking about how he almost has to do it on his own. Oh, nice find there. Planet will get him.
Indeed.
Blood grenade.
Looks like Tidebound is now on the board for game 2. Obviously old days need to be stacked.
Right.
But this time around, it feels like you do need to get into the action a little bit earlier. Speaking of which, Nightmare onto Noob. Level 6 has the arena. Uses the Spear. Shiro does have Chrono if they need it, but this is a 1 versus 3. So Noob will be brought down. We'll be to Y on the Bane.
All that inspiring. And again, how do you kill Medusa? I think that's my big question once more.
Can come back to that as well. As the calling place from Sumail, they want to try to do something about this ancient stack. Deadshot does miss, but Y taking pretty heavy damage as the Pinecone will continue autonomously, it feels. Burrow Strike onto Omar. It's outside his cogs, but Bach has come to make sure that he does not get out with his life. So the Clockwork death as Pinecone is continuing the pressure onto Y. He'll finally get some reinforcements for this pesky creep.
If that Fire Spirit would have hit, he would have died.
Jeez. Nobody wants to deal with this bad boy.
I don't know if that was intentional or not, but the neutral team, they weren't happy with him, so. They ran out of zombies to attack, and now they're just seeing everyone as a zombie.
Nothing to Say is going to get most of these. Sumail, though, doing a good job of taking a few and disrupting this.
Having an awful game, but we've had games in this tournament.
Arena comes out with the reinforcements as well. Shiro's in a bit of trouble. Gets silenced thanks to the calling. Sumail showing up.
The re-silence
there. And Y looks to be next on the list for NGX. They're going to be able to get 2 kills here. And obviously the big one onto Shiro.
Nothing to Say is going to find impact. In the last game on Shaker, he was really struggling. Oh, hang on. Might have to wait with that. GH might just get chronoed here.
Chrono shows up, and actually it's a chrono onto 2, so Noob can't do too much. That's going to be a freebie for Tidebound.
Okay.
Actually, a Burrow Strike finding Omar in the meantime. Gets off the cogs up. The calling comes out with the Pierce the Veil. It's going to be a lot of damage applied. A hook shot onto the top side as Y gets stunned out, but Nothing to Say is the big kill for NGX. So far, a 1-for-1. As Tidebound now on the run. Arena is up, and Noob traps 2 members of Tidebound inside. They're going to be able to get the Tombstone along with the Bane, but Bach trying to go on top of Sumail. The Inkswell doing so much damage. Nice cogs, though, separating him from the fight. Sumail now in a fight versus Shiro as the Stone Gaze comes out from Ghost at the last moment with the spear to follow. Huge kills from NGX. They save Sumail, and they get the core kills they came for.
A slight amount.
Oh, hook shot from Omar. Bach gets silenced as well. They're going to use the arena, but the spear misses. They're going to take out the tower in turn, and they might just back away as Bach is going to get reinforcements now. TP via the Bane, but here comes the epicenter from Nothing to Say. A lot of damage applied as GH will drop to the deck, and now Sumail slow to a crawl.
Oh, that's
Soulbind, a double grip to follow, and Tidebound have finally woken up in this series. Double kill for Nothing to Say, a 3-for-0 for Tidebound.
Ags that Planet is rushing can really change the game on the Grim. So he's missing about 2/3 of it. I say rushing, he's not rich.
No,
he's getting it first item.
Nightmare set up from Y. There's Nothing to Say with the Inkswell. This is going to bring GH down. As Ghost does show up. Looks like they're going to be able to get the kill onto the Bane as here comes the rest of NGX to easily take out Nothing to Say. A good response after their Phoenix goes down.
Perhaps you can solve him in the late game.
Oh, this would be a huge kill if they can find Noob. Gets silenced to start things out. He's second net worth in the game, by the way. Really good start for him. Shiro jumps in, though, with the Chronosphere. Sunray is there, and that's going to dissuade Tidebound from going any further. Epicenter combo, though, onto GX, but he gets the egg on the last moment. Can they kill the egg? The Mars Arena is playing.
the Yule!
They get the Yules as well.
Oh, it's
the egg pops. GH is alive as a result. Nobody has died as well. Burrow Strike finds the Medusa. Inkswell onto Nothing to Say, but he's going to get hookshot now, and now he's going to surely drop to the deck. One down for Tidebound. GH, Sunray, right on top of Bane, with the spear to follow, and the dead shot. That is going to be 2 kills,
Damn.
and they can go for the Tormentor play.
You've got Clockwork, and Omar's on fire today.
Oh, they're actually going for the Roche play. This is very risky.
crazy.
Rocket Flare is going to show them. Spear puts Planet back into the pit. Nightmare right now onto the Mars.
Are they out of their minds? Is this possible?
This is very
That is
difficult.
crazy. That is
Tombstone in the
actually
pit, and I mean, with that down, that maybe is enough for NGX just to go for this themselves, but obviously like to have it pick off first if they can.
Now there is also a pipe on box, so they have a lot of damage block of their own against the side of Nigma Galaxy, but as you mentioned, no Tombstone's a pretty big deal. You do have the Epi with Ags, and they are going to potentially try to contest this fight.
This is a huge deal. 8K lead for NGX. Arena finds 2 for Noob. No follow-up yet, though, as Ghost is trickling his way over. Nice rebuke on the 2 to follow, though. Omar trying to disrupt the backline. Already the Grimstroke is dead, and this Undying is just evaporating. Double kill for Ghost now, and inside the Cox, this Bane is just getting completely countered. The Undying back up and running thanks to the Innate, so it's a 5 versus 3, but surely this fight is over, as NGX will be able to secure the first Roche of the game.
Man, what a total disaster for Tidebound. Again, I'm going to come back to this. Starting on the Roche to begin with is kind of wild to me. They have really bad Roche damage. It's going to take them forever with the Tombstone. Nigma Galaxy are not going to get caught slipping there. They're going to check it. And they just get it. Not only the Roche for free, they had to work less for it than if they had gone there themselves. They also get 3 kills. That's a good point about Nigma Galaxy. If you think about their tournament journey in general, a lot of the games they lost, they were ahead. So in most of their games, they are actually outplaying opponents the first 20 minutes. If they have solved the mid-late game problems, this is potentially the start of something big.
Omar's going to get grip, and Noob is there again with the arena play. Fiend's grip is continuing. They don't have any damage, it feels like. Pipe is popped, and just like that, the fight might be over. But there's the Chronosphere. On to GH. Stonegaze is not going to be enough to prevent his death, as Shiro does take out GH in turn. So 1-for-1 support. Make it a 2-for-1 as Y will tumble. Will there be a stun here on the TPing Void? No. There's the creep at the ready. Helm of the Dom for the win. Nothing to Say jumps in with the Sandstorm. Gonna get that shot out of it though. There's the fortification.
With the Ags as well on Medusa, or excuse me, on the Muerta.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, he is gonna have insane zone. The zone control together with Mars is unreal.
Enfeeble's gonna make this a little bit more annoying for Ghost, but eventually, with the help of that Siege Creep, they get the Tier 3 tower. Tidebound. Bach is going to pop his ult with the Tombstone placed pretty far away as well. Pipe is activated, though, as the Medusa getting pretty low on mana, but this is just life number 1 regardless. Stonegaze already used as well. Now Noob coming in with the arena. Onto 3 heroes. Gets the spear onto Bach with the dead shot to follow. That is a dead Undying. Nothing to Say gets hookshot from out of nowhere by Omar, as these heroes are just dropping like flies for Tidebound. And this is surely going to be a set of racks, if not more. There are 2 buybacks still available, but a spear finding the Grimstroke. Planet dead. NGX dominating again in this game too.
I mean, this might be Noob's best game of the tournament.
Absolutely.
He has missed one spear, and everything else has just been absolutely pristine precision on all his spellcasting, decision-making, itemization. He crushed his lane. He's had some haters out there telling him he doesn't belong. I'm pretty sure he's making a case in this game for why he's here. Can't really put a finger on his or Nigma Galaxy's play today, just crushing the opposition. This is not even close.
No.
We thought this series could get interesting, maybe 3 games, you know, maybe long games, in which Nigma Galaxy has had a history of struggling. Well, the great solution to throwing late game is just don't get there. Just win both games in 30 minutes.
What did they eat for breakfast? They need to replicate this for sure. As the tombstone is just easily going to be cleaned up by Ghost. This is going to be the last-ditch effort. Tidebound need to defend, need to delay. They're going to smoke to try to get a good initiation. There's the Inkswell with the epicenter from Nothing to Say. The Soulbind to follow. Shiro has the Chronosphere at the ready, but the Stonegaze is doing absolute work for Ghost. Finally comes out the Chrono, but the Egg with the beautiful Sunray placement, and Tidebound have basically nothing left in the tank. They are dropping hard as Shiro trying to time walk away. He'll get it. No! Triple kill for Sumail as one last dead shot for the road. Buybacks now fully expended on the Tidebound side, as Bach just getting kited to a high degree by Ghost, who's still fighting despite not having Aegis and no mana to speak of, as Noob brings Bach down and likely out for the rest of this tournament. GG is called as NGX 2-0 and continue their run here at TI.
Wow. You could have told me earlier today that Nigma Galaxy might be leveling up after their loss yesterday and they would figure something out and bring their best. I would have not believed you that this series was going to take about an hour total.